Hi there, my name's Paul, and today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change, change the spark plugs and the filters on a C250 W204 or C204 Mercedes-Benz. This should apply to the 2011 through to 2014, 2015 model. This is a 2014. It's currently due for a B service, so I'm going to show you what the major components are in that. So first of all, here are the bits that we need. We've got our 4 spark plugs. This is the 1.8 litre turbo. I've chosen to go with the Bosch Platinums. There's some NKGs that are also spec for this vehicle. We have the oil filter that goes up the back here. We have the air filter, which will go in here, and I also have the cabin filter that I will change over later. Just move these out of the way for now. The tools that we'll need are, this is the E8 hex socket. We're going to use that to get to the coil packs under here. We'll need a 27mm socket to get to the oil filter housing at the back, spark plug tool, torque wrench, T25 Torx to get to the screws holding the air filter in place. And we're just going to need a simple flathead screwdriver to undo this clip here to get to the air filter. The last and possibly most important component is your engine oil. I'm going with the Penrite 5W40. If you look on the back, and if you can read that, it is Mercedes-Benz approved 229.5 spec. There are other oils you can use. I'm just a fan of Penrite. I use it in my other cars. So let's get going. You might have noticed that my bonnet is actually up higher than it normally would be. The reason for that, if you don't already know, there's these clips on each side at the bonnet struts. You just unclip them and you can push the bonnet right up. Really simple. Okay, let's get stuck into it. First thing we do is take off this plastic cover on the engine. Very easy to do, just clips out, give it a little tug there, tug at the corner here and there, and it'll come straight off. Right, put that out of the way. Next thing, get yourself some rags. Alright, we're going to put these in near the oil filter housing so we don't make too much of a mess. Next thing, we'll remove the oil cap to break any vacuum that might exist in the engine. We'll also pull out the dipstick. An important thing that I didn't mention earlier is that I'm not going to jack the car up to get to the drain bolt underneath. Instead, I'm going to use this. This is a vacuum pump with the attachments that will go down into the oil pan through the dipstick hole. First time using one, let's see how it goes. If for whatever reason I'm not happy with it, then I'll just jack the car up, take the tray off underneath and drain it the old fashioned way. Okay, let's get going. First of all, let's get that 27mm socket and we'll remove this oil. It's a bit tight in here. Make sure you're going anti-clockwise. There we go. So just keep going. Any oil that's left up there should be draining down to the bottom of the engine. There you go. That's loose enough. The rest we'll do by hand. There we go. Now these filters are quite long. We're going to make a bit of a mess when we take it out. There we are. We'll just let that drain in here for a few minutes. Let's see if there's any mess. A little bit of goo. Not too bad. Move this out of the way. So what we're going to do now is start draining the oil. First of all, let's take out the dipstick. What we want to do is check the length on the small tube that we're going to run down into the filler. So we know it's going to have to go down at least that far. So what I'm going to do is put a bit of tape around here to give me an indication of when I'm near the bottom of the sump. It'll probably be about another 5 centimetres or so past this tape point. Let's give that a go. Gently feeding it in. A bit of resistance there. There we go. Now we're going to connect the other tubes. Put a little bit of moisture just to help keep the seal. I'm using an eco grease, which shouldn't affect the rubber or the plastic tubing. Seal. And finally, right, let's give this a go. Pumps. Here comes the oil. So what I've just done, I've taken out the last length of this tube and put it off to the side. It's a shorter run. You probably can't see it on the video, but there is a slow trickle of oil coming through. I can hear it dropping down here. It is just a trickle. So we'll let that go. The vacuum should pull the oil out. It's going to take a while, but I'll go away and do something else. We could even start on the coil packs. So let's do that. Move this cap out of the way. Oh, so while we're waiting for the oil to drain, we'll pop out these coil packs and remove the spark plugs. First thing is to unclip each the wiring harness that goes into each coil pack. Start at the back, and you just squeeze down at the bottom of the connector and it comes off. Simple as that. Next one. Now let's remove the bolts. Now, the coil pack itself, just gently pull it up, a little bit of a twist. There we are. Coil pack. All good. Now, let's take the spark plug out. Tube sitting snug. Anti-clockwise. Shouldn't take too much. It's only done up to, I think it's about 20 Newton meters. We'll double check that before we put them back in. There we go. Here we are. A bit dark, but really it doesn't look too bad. We'll change them anyway. Now you'll notice this is an NGK R, and being a genuine Mercedes part, or made for the Mercedes, it's actually got the Mercedes emblem on it. Unlikely your aftermarket ones that you buy from Repco or wherever are going to have the Mercedes emblem on it. Same plugs though. But what we'll do is we don't really want to leave the engine cylinders exposed. We'll put the new plug in. Do a bit of a rotate anti-clockwise first, just make sure that you're on to the thread. Gently screw the plug in, making sure it's not threading at all. It's tight, tightish. We will now get our torque wrench. So the correct torque for the spark plugs in imperial measurements is 15 pound-foot, which in metric is approximately 20 Newton meters. Definitely do not want to over tighten. Go. Good and quick. All done. Always very careful on the first one. Always careful on all. So let's move on to the rest. Now we're going to do the oil filter. A new one out. There's the filter itself, nice and clean, and there's also some O-rings under here. Now, these O-rings should be 2 or 3. There are 3 in there. The big one goes up here, and the 2 smaller ones that go down on the shaft. So we'll take the old filter off, pretty well drained, just pulls out like that. It does, just pulls straight off. Throw that in there. Now, the 2 O-rings up here, easy to see like that. One there, one there. Now, you can use your fingernails, you can use a plastic tool, or you could just use a little pick tool like this to get them off. There's one. 2. That's the diameter on this one, or the thickness of the O-ring itself is slightly, the diameter is slightly larger than that one there, so it'll make it easier to identify from the new ones. I just take this one off. We're done. Give it a quick clean, just to wipe down. Okay. Pop the new filter on. Doesn't matter which way. As it goes on, push it all the way down. There we go. Now, of course, we've got oil on our fingers already. You don't need to worry too much about putting fresh oil on. Just got a bit of a rub between your fingers like that. Push it down. Sure it's seated, which it is. It's nice. Slightly smaller one that goes at the end here. Put that on. Good. And the larger one. Let's run our oily fingers around it. Let's pop it on. Roll it down into its groove. Right, good to go. It's pretty simple. You just put the oil filter housing in the opposite of how we took it out. Put it up by hand. Some resistance there. Just keep screwing it all the way down. Now we're going to tighten it up to 24 Newton meters, which is what's printed on the cap here. check. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to change over the air filter. For that, we are going to need this C250 Torx bit. To do this, you just need to take these screws out. Anti-clockwise. This one. And the third screw is just hidden down in behind here. There we go. Okay, so these screws done, this loosened, we should be able to just pull the whole thing out a little and then rotate it. There we go. Move the camera around so you can see it better. Right, we've got our new filter here. Take it out and just check it, make sure it is the same. Good. We'll leave it here. Get the old one out. Just pry it around the edge gently. Yeah, pretty filthy. Not so bad on that side as you would expect. A bit of WD-40 and they would help. I don't want to risk breaking anything. We'll clean that off before we put it back together. Here it is. Wow, that was harder than I expected. Alright. Clean. putting the new air filter in. Let's get down around the edges. Make sure it's going to get a good seal. Now, let's put in. That's good. Start these off. Done. Tight. Right. Put the pipe back on. Okay, we're on. This is the clamp. Just tighten up so it's firm. That part's done. Let's go see how the oil's going. Okay, so I managed to skip the video of taking the vacuum tube out of the dipstick with the last little bit of oil, but it looks like I have got 5.5 litres out, which is great. What I also missed on the video was putting in 5 litres of Penrite 5W40. So these 5 litre containers have got a clearish strip down here, so you've got an idea of how much oil you're using. I'm going to try to get it to from 5 litres, 24 litres to about half a litre. You really don't want to overfill it with oil, it's not good for the engine. Not as bad as, not enough oil of course. If I've overfilled it by a bit, it's really no big deal, it'll burn off. Looks great. Almost spot on. So now, let's put the cap on. Just double check that we've put everything back where it's supposed to be. So, things that we've done. We've done the air filter. It's nice and secure. Its clamp is good. We've done the spark plugs. We took the coil packs off. The bolts are in. Connections, wiring connectors are back on. We've got the oil cap on. We've put the dipstick back in. We're not going to put the engine cover on yet. I want to make sure it's all running okay. Our oil filter at the back here, we put that on and torqued it back up to 24 Newton meters, I believe it was. You don't have anything lying around the engine bay that's going to get caught in belts or fans. So we've checked the oil level and it's all good. Now what we're going to do is put the engine cover back on. Now, it would have been easier to do it without the dipstick in, but it's fine. So there are lugs here, here, here and here. Just give it a tap. We're good. Easy as that. Okay, last thing we're going to do is reset the service indicator. Now to do this, we need to make sure that the screen is showing, first, if you've got a smart key or push button start, just press it once to wake it up. And then we want to make sure that the screen is showing the mileage or how many, the odometer screen. We're going to use two buttons. We'll use the phone answer button and the OK button. Now to do this, press the phone answer and then press the OK button. Now you'll see that I've done that too fast and it's asked me to reset the trip meter. So we're going to try this again. Hold it. And there we go. We've now gone to the vehicle data screen. We'll come down to Assist Plus and we're going to go to full service. Now we're going to scroll down until we get to confirm service, and here we will set the grade of oil that we've used. Now I've used a Mercedes-Benz 229.5, so that's what I will confirm. And you're then asked to confirm again that I have carried out a service using oil grade 229.5. So just hit yes and confirm. Full service completed. That's it. Easy as. Thanks for watching.